bet half because I think up to half he'll decide to here call me. And more than half pot is like the mental barrier for some players, that from my experience at least. I don't think this can be proven. So I also don't think that recreationals pay much attention to pot odds. They care more about chips invested. So I think half pot is around fine here. Now we can just bet twice here against the button. Fold some weak pairs, some random cards. I don't hold my breath here for great results, but slightly better than checking. We still have our gut shot. And there are king highs and some weak pairs that we can fold. No need to over-invest, really. We saw that he's a bit on the call side, so not the best player to just go ahead and prop. So if I'm bluffing against him, I just wouldn't use high sizings. I would basically try to bluff him. More with low sizes on one street or two low sizes and use bigger sizings for value. Now, you see that I'm taking longer notes here, but this is because these are recreationals and I don't meet them often, so I just outline something that is obviously exploitable, which I think might be a case with this guy. When it comes to recs, I prefer to just make rec analysis on my most common opponents and make useful short notes that give me hints what game plan should I use against this player. Because long notes, like novels, they're super useless. You just cannot use them in game, or at least I can, and most players that I know, they can't, because it's just a lot of information and you try to comprehend it over and over and over again each game you play, and it's pretty tough. Okay, so I'm just going to check again. His c-bet on the flop is so low. It's like crazy low. I'll just bet once here because I think he can hero call me with king x or queen x against, and x obviously I'm losing. And I don't expect him to just bet himself the way the hand played. So it's okay the way it is. Okay, just c-betting. Best selection. Now our fold equity increases, so I'll just check and go for bet, check, bet. Half pot, he can call me with a deuce. The thing is that not many deuces in his range, so he has mainly king x's and ace x's. Therefore, I think decreasing the size makes sense because we are targeting the high cards. Okay, ace, that's nice. It's very important when we're targeting something to think what was the action. So with 2.5x, he has just a few probably just in his range. So we are mainly targeting air hands. Okay, going to have some rec on rec violence. Let's see what we have here. Very honest check raise on the flop and on the turn. He's falling for that reason probably more to 3 barrels. His aggression in position is pretty low. He's playing low VPIP. I'll check the question after the game. Okay, one of our lowest king x's. So we just call, and now that the 3 pairs, we can actually start donking because it kind of stops. He's not barreling at all in general. And I still think there are some gut shots and draws that he'll check back, which I don't want him to check back. Therefore, I will just donk myself against this obviously exploitable regular. Now I'll just bet one blind myself to cut his equity. He's overfolding greatly against delays. Okay, we have pretty bad straight draw, I would say. And now a 4-card flush against tight rec. We can bet once on the river or bet here with the intention of scaring him. But if we bet here, we don't want to barrel. So I'll just bet once pot size on the river with the hopes of folding a pair. However, it did not happen, but still, it's how I would play all my flushes, almost all, so I don't mind. Not a big investment overall. Classic c-bet here. No need to check this, especially on this SPR. The deeper the SPR, the less we want to slow play, basically. Not a good hand to probe with. Okay, ace is just min-raising. Seems like we're going to get enough action. And in this structure, half pot seems like the proper sizing to choose. He has enough hands to call us with and enough hands to proceed. So let's see what's the best size, 62%, or should we slightly reduce it? I think 185. It's also a good size here. He's proceeding with probably more hands in call than the average guy because his check raise is lower overall. And there are enough hands to call me, so I really don't mind. C-betting here. Okay, not a hand that can call a check raise, especially against the nit. Okay, so he doesn't probe, therefore there is not much need to slow play. I prefer to just bet twice. If I face aggression, I'll fold. And I'm a bit torn between open jamming and limping here. He still has isolation, so I'll just limp and limp jam him. Okay, when he jams himself, still close, to be honest. Yeah, it's going towards a fold, but I'm not quite convinced that against a rec I want to be overfolding those, which I considered open jamming. I mean, he still has, pocket pairs are very low part of his range mostly. I'm flipping ahead against, but considering that he's more on the passive side, yeah, probably we can fold. Although just an open jam would be more standard and we would end up in the same situation, but whatever. Against Rex, I don't mind flipping a bit more. Okay, that's pretty close. So he has 55, therefore jamming is a bit better. Yeah, I don't mind folding, but overall the EV of calling against isoshove range is fine for 15 bigs. It's not like something that would change my EV in the long run. No, it was 15 or something. Okay. Okay. Yeah, Stars Helper. Don't trust the Stars Helper. No, I joke. Trust the Stars Helper. It's a very nice program. But sometimes the stacks are very easily readable, so we don't need it. Okay. Okay, he calls. I have a 7, which blocks some of the gut shots, which means he'll have more pairs. A 4, not a barreling card. But I can take 3 streets from a 10, so I'll just bet. Well, when you have like 600 chips and the blinds are 60, you don't need Stars Helper to know how many blinds you have. I mean, it's not that much of advanced math. Okay. Okay, 7, it's stuck off. Kentucky. Usually I if it was over 11, I would size monogram. But here, I don't think it makes much difference. King 8. It's too close. Against decreased VPIP, I don't mind to play it in position. Just call. And I'll just probe if it goes like this. It was not 13 big blinds, guys. It was like 10. You have to watch both stacks. The effective stack was 10, not 13. I can rewind it for you. So when you're playing against somebody and he has 13 bigs and you have 10, the effective stack is 10, so you call and jump according to the effective stack.